In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Hakeem Olajuwon and some of the amazing things that he did in the low post. Let's get down, let's check him out, some of the tips that obviously he used to be able to score so many points and become an NBA legend. Let's get down, let's check him out. Really quick, make sure to go check out my vertical jump training book down in the description below. So here in the low post, he gets that ball, does a quick pound dribble towards the baseline, and then spins off towards the middle of the key. So when he gets this ball, he does that quick pound dribble, which then creates that foot as the pivot foot. At this time, he spins off. That's his first step, second step, and then he goes up with 2 feet, which then allow him to go up with power, 2 hands on the ball. That is very important. And then he's able to go for his baby hook shot. So Hakeem Olajuwon is all about footwork. Here he takes that pound dribble, keeps his hand on top of the ball. That's very important. When he does this spin move, he goes for a second dribble and he pushes off of that left foot. This gets him closer to that 45 angle that you want when you're attacking the rim, and he's able to then take that third dribble at this time, again really trying to angle his body into the chest of that defender. When he gets his chest or his shoulder into the chest of that defender, he takes that hop off that left foot so that he can have the power to essentially create the space that he needs to have his own cylinder to be able to go up for that shot. And that's essentially what we see here. That's why he was able to get that angle on the rim. So here when he goes for that spin, he makes it look like he's about to spin towards the baseline. He takes that dribble and then he uses his shoulders. This is what they call the dream fake or the dream shake. And from here he takes that big step. He gets his feet super wide. You really want to get your feet wider than the defender's shoulders or even wider than his feet as well. That will then allow you to essentially choose which side he wants to go on. And here you can actually see that this defender is more on this side of his body, and you can, as a low post player, you can actually feel their body on you, usually their hands. And at that point, he turns back towards the baseline to be able to take that shot. There's also another reason why this is successful. The other reason is when he spins towards baseline, that's going towards his left side, which gets his right shoulder and elbow in line with the rim much faster so that he can go up for that shot much easier. You can even do quick spin moves as well in the low post to take that shot. You don't need to get very fancy. And what he does here is he gets that ball and all he does is he spins on that right foot, he pivots on that right foot and goes up. Now why would he pivot towards the baseline to take this shot? Why would he not pivot out towards the middle of the key, more like a Michael Jordan? Well, Michael Jordan was very athletic. He could kick his foot out much faster, much easier. However, with Hakeem Olajuwon, he's a big man, he's in the low post man. If he turns towards the baseline, that gets again his arm in line with the rim. That creates a faster, more reliable shot. Okay, so many people say that there was no such thing as a negative step back in the day, and we can see right here that yes, there is a 0 step way back in the 90s. Let me explain. So when he takes this dribble, he still has his hand on top of the ball. He has not gathered it yet. He gathers the ball when he's in the air, which means that that first step means that it's establishing a pivot, which is a 0 step. It's not his first step. He then hops off of that foot and goes left, right, which again, you're allowed to do because that's 2 steps, and he's able to get that shot. This is why I always say that yes, there is always that 0 step, and how he was able to do this was he was able to take that first dribble, keep that hand on top of the ball, get that ball super high, hop up, get both feet off the ground, so that now when you land on your right foot and then go right, left, right, because that first step is a 0 step. We'll see this a little bit faster right here. And of course, it looks like 3 steps, but it's really only 2. Hakeem Olajuwon was also very good playing from the perimeter. Surprisingly enough, so many players think that he was a low post only player, but he was a killer from the perimeter. I think he would be an absolutely amazing player today. Here he's at the point. He takes 2 dribbles. He starts to get a help side defender, or at least a mistake help defender, coming in to him. He does a quick shoulder fake where he plants both feet on the ground. Notice that when he picks up this ball, he gets both feet planted on the ground. That means that he could spin back this way, or he could spin back towards the right. And in this case, he goes towards the right side, and he's able to get that shot up. Now this move is actually a move that Shaq made very popular. Shaq called it the Shacknato, but really Hakeem Olajuwon was the first one to use it. So basically what happens is you catch that ball in the low post, you notice that your man is covering the middle of the key and forcing you essentially baseline, and instead of trying to take a dribble, as soon as you land, you turn your upper body and your whole entire body, but you try to lock that inside elbow, and it's really hard to see on this blurry 1990s footage, but when he takes this turn, he locks that elbow into the elbow of that defender so that he can get that angle on him, and then he goes off of 2 feet, this is very important once again, and goes up with his left hand. There is so much that we can learn from the older players that we can still do in today's game. And we're seeing it still in today's game, whether it was Shaq back about 10 years ago, or with younger players like Evan Mobley who are using these same exact moves. I think Evan Mobley could be a very, very close similarity of a player to Hakeem Olajuwon if he continues to develop. This is a golden age for basketball in my opinion, because I think that there's going to be a lot of young players who are coming up through the ranks, and they're going to be really expanding, of course, their brand. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Go check out my jump training book down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again next time.